Hey everybody, Texas Stroker here, Lance's Performance Shop, LoneStarMopars.com. I'm not quite sure how this video is going to go over, but it should be relatively quick. It might be interesting, and more importantly, you can give me feedback as if you would ever like to see something like it again. So, this has not been requested from the internet side of things, but rather the IRL side of things. When people come over, one of the things that almost everyone does is they comment and ask where I got one of these signs. And subsequently, I'm going to try to sort of archive what I've picked up. In part, this might come in handy for me. I always, anytime I'm at a sign shop, I'm like, man, that's a sweet sign, but I think I've got that one. And you can never remember. And so I try to kind of archive that stuff. But what I'm talking about right here, we'll just get started with this one, is stuff like this. Just, typical, garage, shop, office, home decorations, whatever it may be. This stuff, over the years, the prices have come down. If you know where to get it, you can usually save quite a good chunk of change on it. But where we're going to get started, we were running a lot of errands. School's starting back here in Texas, sadly. And one of the places we had to go looking for something obscure that you can't find anywhere, what makes you wonder why people tell you to get it for kids anyway, we ran into Hobby Lobby. And subsequently, as we were running around, something caught my eye, and it happened to be Mopar related. One thing leads to another, and I found some cool stuff to bring back. So, they were currently having a 50% off sale. Otherwise, their prices, I'd say they're in line with other retailers. Summit carries quite a bit of this stuff. There's like 3 or 4 big brands that make these sort of reproduction, nostalgic signs type of things. And there's always, though, that oddball one that somebody just gets a couple of here and there. And those are the ones that are really interesting. But I've been picking these up for a long time. People give them to me as gifts, birthdays, Christmas, so on and so forth. But these are ones that I've just picked up and you can probably find. But we're going to get started right here with this one, Mopar or No Car. And again, like I said, this came from Hobby Lobby. It's open road. The problem with open road, they make some really cool stuff, but you can't buy direct from them. And then subsequently, I could show you this. I can tell you it came from Hobby Lobby. You could go to your Hobby Lobby. They don't have it. If it's not available online, you got to go try to find someone else that has it. It kind of becomes a pain. As you can see there, OKC, Oklahoma, $12.99. I got it for 50% off though, so that's a pretty legit price. If you can find one of those like gypsy store type places, and they're a good price point, that's where I get the vast majority of mine. And I'm talking like something like this that was $12.99 at Hobby Lobby. That guy would probably sell it for $5.99. The standard size ones with the cars that I'll show you here in a second with the CUDA sign, something like that is going to be, 12 to 20 most places. This one, for example, I'm pretty sure I have this one, but I don't have it hanging, and I can't remember if it's one that I saw or if it is one that I had actually picked up. A lot of times I'll see these and I'm like, do I really want to spend the money? And if I'm at that one place and it's $8, then yeah, I usually do. But if it's a deal where this was like 24 or 15, I might be like, If it got me free shipping, say from Summit or something, it's like, yeah, I'll do it. That's another great thing to keep in mind if you're, say, ordering in some parts. You got spark plugs, fuel filters, oil filters, carb piece, whatever it is, and you're at like, $95. You're like, man, if I just spent a little bit more, I'd get free shipping, but I don't want to. And then freight is going to negate that. That's one of these things. If you can get this from Summit for $15, that's probably what you would have paid freight-wise for a light shipment on GPS ground. Keep that stuff in mind, and you can slowly accrue these things and save yourself a little bit in the long run. But this one came from Hobby Lobby yesterday. It was only $12.99. Case in point, though, this size of sign, which is the typical size. Where is my tape measure? Right here. Let's just go ahead and figure this out. It's roughly 15 wide and 12, so 12 by 15 essentially. The vast majority of the signs that I have are this size, outside of like street signs per se. Now they could be, landscape or portrait, it just kind of depends. That seems to be the uniform size for whatever reason people went with. $13 at Hobby Lobby. The place I go to, the Gypsy guy, this is something not on sale, just his regular price is like $7.95. So essentially I can get like 2 for 1 from him. Granted, if you can catch these half off, go for it. But this one's pretty cool. I like these a lot, sort of like the nostalgic advertising type of design. This one is something I wouldn't have picked up if it wasn't on sale, and it was pretty pricey too, but I just thought it was cool and I'd never seen it before. It's not Mopar, but it's arcade. It's got Pac-Man, if you didn't know, and the Ghosts. And it's one of my favorite games to play growing up. And then Battle Royale, man, I'm telling you, if you haven't played that, definitely check it out if you're ever near Dave and Buster's. Lots of fun, particularly if you've got 3 friends with you. $25 though, that is a little steep. That's something I would have passed by, but half off, $12.50, why not, right? This is one I've actually wanted for a while, and I can never find it at like the cheap place I've been trying for years. It also came from Hobby Lobby yesterday. The Duster logo, right? Can't go wrong if you got an A-body. If you're a Duster person, gotta have this in your life. $16. I would have paid that for it just because it's cool. It's die cut, sort of symbolic of the Duster, but getting it half off at $8, 0 complaints. This one just fell, but I recovered it. This one also came. This was not in the Mopar category. I had to kind of venture out into Brand X to find this one. Luckily, it's universal. I need my garage time. I don't know why. I just thought that was cool. That's what I feel like telling people sometimes. You know, some people go shopping. Some people, you know, everyone's got their little stress relievers. For me, it's just getting out in the shop. So this is $8.99 originally, which I'd say that's a decent price, but getting it for $4.50 instead of $9, I'll take it. So that was the sign haul from Hobby Lobby, but check this out. I happened upon these, and I thought they were pretty cool. Right here, STP, if you're thinking, man, where's the mounting point? No, it's a magnet. Retail on this $2.99 from Hobby Lobby. So $3, it was also half off, $1.50. I have 0 issues with that. Obviously, if you're in a metal shop, this works great. If you're in a wooden shop, you're going to have a metal surface. Where does that apply for the vast majority of people? Toolbox. So whether it's a toolbox, a shelf unit, a file cabinet, if it's just like your standard garage, even like a water heater type of a thing, if it's exposed, these are pretty dadgum cool for $1.50. I don't think you can go wrong. I'm not really a Volkswagen guy. I just thought this was cool, and there is actually, not only is a Cadillac ranch around town, but if you go east towards Groom, the largest cross in the Western Hemisphere, before you get there, if you've got a keen eye or an automotive eye, you will see the Bug Ranch. And it's just like the Cadillac ranch, but they've got Volkswagen Beetles buried nose down into the ground. It's not quite as popular. It's way, way lesser known. I don't even know if a lot of VW people know about it, but it is there. True story, one of the times I was there, there was a sticker for the, I can't remember if it was the New York Mopar Club or the New York City Mopar Club. I have pictures of it somewhere. It's back in the MySpace days, so it might be tough to find. This right here, this is actually like a scaled down sign, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. That's a Roadrunner beep beep, as you can kind of see there. Once again, $3 for that, can't go wrong, $1.50 half off. Right here, Super B, I have this sign. It's really weird with these signs, by the way. Like, if you love that CUDA one, go get it now, because typically what they do, they don't keep them in production. It'll be made, it'll be produced, it'll be sent out to stores and distributors, and then when it's gone, it's gone. I don't know if something's sold exceptionally well, if they might crank out another batch. But so many times, like, there were signs that were available for years, and then they're gone, and they never come back, and then the popular ones go really freaking fast. And it's just kind of the nature of the beast. So if you ever see a sign, whether you're at a buddy's shop, some travel store, if you're on a trip and you're running a joint, or your wife or girlfriend makes you go in somewhere and you see something like this, even if it's not on sale, if you love it, pick it up. Because for whatever reason, you know, it's not like if you found, hey, I really like Trick-Flow's fuel filters, you can continue to buy them, right? But this type of stuff, if you miss the window, it's gone. They're going to come out, they're going to put out another sign. The only sign that really has stretched the time frames in terms of Mopar stuff is the Mopar 75th anniversary one. It's going to be in portrait, you know, kind of tall instead of wide. And I think that's just because not a lot of people buy it, in all honesty. But I've got signs from the years. We've got like the Charger Whaler, the Scat Pack ad type signage. All those ones that you would see a couple years ago, now they're gone and they're replaced with different ones. So keep that in mind. Very important word of advice. Now, this is the final piece from the Hobby Lobby run, and I think I'd seen these way back in the day, but I finally picked one up. What is this, you ask? Is that a sweet little Mopar Omega M magnet that matches everything you do, including the work mat? No. It's actually a drawer pull, a knob, whatever it is in your terminology. And this would come in handy if you're a woodworker. You can kind of finish off, a desk or a workbench with something like this for your drawers. That would be pretty sweet. Similarly, on a toolbox, especially if you got like a cheap Craftsman or something, maybe go ahead. You could even have 2 or 3. 2 would probably look better, truth be told, or you could have a center pull. In my opinion, anytime I open a big 26-inch or wider, I come in and I use 2 hands typically, so I would probably want 2. But if it's a cheap toolbox, man, why not? Just shoot, what, an 1/8-inch hole or something in it? There you go, right? So, all of this came from Hobby Lobby. I don't think my bill was but like maybe 38, 40 bucks, something like that. And keep in mind, typically at Hobby Lobby, that would have been 75, 80-ish. So we did pretty good on that front, picking up all these signs. I'm not in Hobby Lobby very often, and I used to date a girl that would go there quite a bit. That was in the past. That was like the shadow, what did they call them? Shadow box days, right? Something like that. I don't know. But these signs weren't really a thing back then. Sort of the advertising and the print and stuff like this has sort of taken off the last 10 years or so, I suppose. But like I said, if you ever see something, whether it's a Summit catalog, if it's a truck stop, sometimes truck stops have the cool stuff that you can't find anywhere else. And again, there's like 3 or 4 manufacturers of these, and each one of them kind of has their highs and lows. They put out some cool stuff, they put out some not so cool stuff. But all this stuff, I picked it up literally Friday, Saturday type of a thing, so you should be able to find it too. HobbyLobby.com, if you don't have one locally, check that out. Summit has quite a few of these. Sometimes like Wear Mopar, Dodge Life, you can find some stuff there. What I will do to spice this one up a little bit and see if there's any real interest in this, and to add a little diversity, because, all this stuff is readily available. Right here, I've got this one handy, and it is Hemi powered. Now, if you like this one, bad news, it's one of those ones that was given to me a couple of years ago. I have not seen it since. You could probably find this one somewhere. Keep in mind, like on eBay, you can probably still source some of these older ones. You might pay a premium, because typically that's not people, unless it's like an estate type of a deal, it's usually going to be somebody that's sitting around like, hey, people want this and they don't make it anymore, going to double the price. But, that was a 2016 Christmas gift from my sister, as was this one, Mopar Avenue. This is another sign. In fact, I'm pretty sure she picked this up from Hobby Lobby. But it is not there anymore. Like I said, they just kind of cycle these in, cycle them out. I have no idea what their logic is on continuing to make them or not. This one right here, I don't remember if it was a birthday gift. I think I bought it. And this was before. I know what you're thinking, man, what is that, glitter? If you had a daughter or your wife or you're a chick watching the video, or maybe some dudes even, I don't know, man. I'm not a huge fan of that, but at the time, this was like the first Duster, right? Like dedicated Plymouth Duster sign I had ever seen. Charger, Challenger, Roadrunner, Super Bee, Cuda, all that stuff. Yeah, I've seen that throughout the years. I'd never seen anybody throw down a Duster. There'd been even a couple of Dart ads, right? Like 67, 69, swingers and stuff like that. Never seen the lowly Duster until this one, and I picked it up. That was probably a couple years ago too. I think that one's still available. I think I bought it from Summit. This one right here, I'd never actually seen one styled just like this. It came from a truck stop, 2017. This one right here, again, I don't remember if it was a gift or I picked it up from Summit. It's the same thing I would do on Amazon. If I'm close to the free shipping threshold, I would just always like go find a CD I'd wanted for $9, get free shipping, ultimately save like 5 or 6. I do the same thing when I order parts. That's sort of like the modern, it's not the Angry Bee, as the new one I think is affectionately known as on the 1320s, which that one's really cool. I tweeted to Dodge they needed to release merchandise on that immediately. I think t-shirts are available. I think they sent hats out to people, but we need to make something like that. That one's awesome. Let's see here. I just got back. I was downstate a little bit, and it was last weekend I picked these up. So I'll just show one of them right here. This one right here, it is not Mopar, but Racing with the Devil, Vintage Evil racing parts, right? I've got one, it was a Speed Demon Hot Rod Shop, which sadly I didn't see that one again. It would have tied in perfectly for you if you like this one, but got that. And then this one right here, it's kind of like one of the pinnacles in my opinion. I got this from a truck stop in New Mexico, and it's probably one of my favorites of all time. So, it's sort of, you know, back in the day, like when year one was the only option, they would have like those, was it Dave Snyder art prints that were like super expensive? This is kind of akin to that. It's just scaled down. Mel's Drive-In, I looked that up. I thought it was so cool. I found out it was a real thing out in California, if I remember correctly. But check it out. We've got the Mel's Drive-In in the back. You got a 70 Super Bee. You got a 68 Charger. Got what looks like a 71 Challenger. 71, that could be a 70 as well. We can't see. But we got a 71 Cuda. We got some 6-pack cars. Roadrunner there. I'm assuming this is... I can't really see the grill, but we'll assume it's probably a Super Bee, maybe a Roadrunner. I love that one. It's awesome. It looks like a picture. It looks like a painting, and it's on a sign. Again, that came from a truck stop in New Mexico. It is the only one they had, and I'm somebody that has been going typically once or twice a year downstate where there's like that dedicated sign shop that's dirt cheap. Never have I seen this one. In all the years that my mom, sister, or friends have given me signs when they've been on trips or it's a birthday or something, never seen it, never gotten it, and there it was in a truck stop. So there's no branding on this one, so I can't tell you, but it's something you could probably find pictures of and then maybe get to like eBay. But like I said, at that point in time, you might be paying a little bit more. But this will be our first foray into this. I've got quite a few signs I picked up that I've never hung in the shop. So if you're interested in this, if you like it, by all means, please let me know, and I can make another video kind of showcase some of the older signs. And like I said, it's one of those things. It kind of depends when you got into this. Maybe your wife is like, oh, let's decorate your shop. You know, if she's cool like that, you may have some that, you know, date back a couple of years, and then when your buddies come over, you're like, well, where'd that come from? It's like, well, it's a gift from my wife. She probably got it at Hobby Lobby. Your buddy goes up there, he's not going to find it. So, it's one of those deals. This is something, if you enjoy this type of a thing, and want me to, like, make, I don't typically buy a ton of them. I don't know how they're released, when they're released, but kind of depends where it is, what I'm looking for, and what's available. But from time to time, there's signs that I have never seen, just like this one, that I'll just be somewhere random and just passing time, and I'll see it and I'll be like, whoa. Up here on this back wall, there is actually one that says Bombs Away. It's got a Challenger TA on it, the old school, a 70, not a late model. That's pretty cool. The Mopar Most Wanted one's hanging on the wall here. It was pretty cool. I've got a General Lee one I'd never seen before. There's a 70 Charger RT sort of advertising ad I'm looking at. I've got all that right behind the bench, and it's just something I pick up over time. So another thing you can do is, if you've got really cool tin signs, and like I said, the best thing about these is they're so versatile. You can hang them in your shop, you can put them in the garage, whether you've got massive rich dude shop somewhere, like buried in the ground in Canada, so you can work all winter long type of a deal. Whether you're a single car garage, whatever it is, these things will go and you can shoot screws through them. Most of them are going to have 2 to 4 mounting points. You can kind of see here in the corner, regardless of the brand. You can do that. You can hang them. I just use like picture frame wire, right, and throw it through, and then I can spin it on and off. That said, it's because I have an insulated shop. It's a metal building. It's not wood framed. So instead of having like a wall I could shoot screws into type of a deal, it's just easier for me to do that. I'm still using the original wire spool that I bought for that, by the way. And, it's just very versatile. Again, shop, garage, home, office, wherever it may be. If you got like a cubicle, some of the lighter ones, these aren't super heavy, even the big ones, you could probably just stick thumbtacks through even and hang them up. So they're very versatile, very cool, and definitely a conversation piece. Like I said, the reason I'm making this, every time someone comes over, whether it's for me to do something on their car, whether they're just dropping by because they saw the door up or something, it's always they come in, they kind of talk, shoot the breeze, look around, and like, hey, where did that come from? Where'd you get this? How come I've never seen that? So I can't tell you, but a lot of the old ads, like I said, are kind of the selling points. There's a Viper one I have, like a 96 GTS. It's really cool. I've never seen that one anywhere else, but they come and they go. So if you're interested in this stuff, look around. If you see something you like, take advantage of it. Keep in mind, you could probably wait a little while, like if it's at a retail place, see if you can catch a sale. But if it's something that you love, if like this one, I wasn't going to pass it up. We're in the middle of New Mexico. It's at a truck stop. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I'm taking that home with me. So it's just cool, right? I think so. But what you can do if you'd like to, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the forum, wherever you prefer to be. Come in. If you've got some of these, feel free to post up pictures of your collection. If you've got some old ones or some really cool ones, or some that you've got that everyone talks about that no one else can find, share pictures of them, man. That's what it's cool to do, and people can see. They can find it, track it down, add it to their collection. But like I said, this was not an online request. This was just something that, if you were to come, right, if you're watching this video, if you were to come in the shop right now, you'd see these signs and you would probably say, hey, where'd you get that? At least on one of them. You might not like all of them, but different strokes for different folks. And like I said, something you can kind of get into. It's pretty cheap, and class the place up a little bit, right? Apartment, dorm room, whatever it may be. I'll quit rambling though. Like I said though, I would love to see what you've got, particularly if it's something a little bit older, or something that you've gotten a lot of comments on that people have never seen before. And like I said, this one here, that's sort of my like, whoa, that's amazing. Just really, really neat. And like I said, this doesn't even feature, 69 Charger. The Duster doesn't have anything particularly relevant to me. It's awesome. Something about it. It captures like a moment in time type of a deal. So let me know what you've got. Let me know if you liked the video. If you hate it, just tell me, hey, don't ever do that again. It's not enjoyable. I may post pictures of these too as well, if people don't like the videos. But like I said, the main thing, just let people know this stuff is out there. A couple of places you can try to find it. Again, that store I go to downstate, it's just a guy and he's got a sign shop. It's not all automotive. It's like if you have a movie room, he's got a ton of that stuff. If you're into sports, he's got that. NASCAR, vintage advertising. They have like those funny e-card type of thing signs, cartoons. Honestly, I just kind of pay attention to the Mopar stuff, which there's not a lot of, by the way. But wherever you're at, if you're ever like in kind of like a touristy town, there might be a place. Typically, those places are rip-offs. This guy is not. He's got super good prices. But like I said, if you see something you like, pick it up. If it's something that you think will be around and it's local to you, hold out for a sale. But I've always enjoyed picking these up. It's kind of cool. Like I said, conversation piece, if nothing else. It makes the place look cooler. So I'm good with that. That said, I'm going to go finish painting the battery tray because that's how exciting my Sundays are. And I will catch you back here for more action from the shop.